Welcome everyone back to the channel. Today we're finally going to get back to the welding bed. I know it's been a while, obviously, but we're going to get back to it and see what we can get accomplished tonight. It's probably about 5:30 o'clock. 5:30 o'clock, that makes sense. Probably about whatever time it is now. But anyhow, I'm going to see what we get done. I'm going to start over here by, I'm going to go ahead and get some, I'm just probably just going to put expanded metal on the bottom. I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe I can get fancy and cut some plate to put under there. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get started. Get this in here roughly. I'm going to see if I can get this toolbox here to sit a little better. All I got to do is just kind of grind out a little bit of the plate here to make that fit flush. And then I'm probably going to try to get the bottles on here. I know that's basically the main thing that's holding me back from using this thing. So I'm going to put one bottle here, obviously, the acetylene bottle. The oxygen bottle is going to go up the very front here. So I need to cut some plate, that kind of stuff. We'll probably just lay one, like a piece of angle iron from this point over there for the trough for it to sit in, and then go over there, yada, yada, yada. We'll figure it out when we get to it. But just going to go ahead and start working, see what we can accomplish, and catch up with you guys when we need to catch up. All right, so this is where it's going to get left for tonight. This is just in here to support this end until I get the other piece on there. So the bottom essentially is going to be open, and the front of the cab is going to be open. There's no need to close that in. It's just more or less waste of material. So got to cut the right circle in the right area on the plasma table. Same thing for here. Gino. This is where we're leaving off for tonight. Already showed you guys the other side, but anyhow, we're making progress. Gonna go up now, get some food, go to bed, and we'll be back at it probably tomorrow, and give you guys another part. Forget what part we're on. I think we're on part 5. But anyhow, we're inching closer and closer to getting this truck on the road. Hardest part, I don't know. Nothing's really hard. It's just time consuming. But so my machine, if you guys are familiar with SA200s, well, mine's a 300, SAE 300. My leads come out the side of the machine right here, so we'll tuck them down. They'll go down here somewhere, and then we'll wind up cutting a hole in here somewhere to run them through. But probably towards the bottom, just one larger hole, and then just run all the cables through one hole instead of cutting a bunch of different holes for each pocket. But that's why I left this kind of gap under here on each one, so I can do that. And then before I kind of welded this prematurely right here, because my round stock's going to go like this right here, and I should have waited and put that on after the fact, but for that weld, but it's all right. So anyway, looking better. Gonna get a lot more accomplished definitely this upcoming weekend, but for now, this is what we're doing, and we'll catch back up in a little while. So it has been a few days since we last spoke, and kind of a lot has happened in that time frame, and not a lot, but we've acquired some more projects like we need anymore. Not really, but we picked up an old 68 red face for our boy Ethan here. Does need a little bit of work. We'll go over that in a minute, and probably be a couple videos to come on that because I'm gonna tinker with it while Ethan's away, because Ethan lives a couple hours from here. So he's gonna leave it in my hands for a few days. I'm gonna try to do some stuff with it. He's not too happy about that, as I can see. But anyhow, nonetheless, this is factory right here. This is for your rod bucket to go in right here while you're done, like on the pipe. This is kind of like your Hoosier pole, but modified. But anyhow, so we've been doing kind of a lot. Not really on the beds, but more so other stuff in the background. But anyhow, this is what we have got accomplished so far on the bed. You last saw me, I got this wrapped up. I cut a couple pieces for the bottles to go into. So turned out pretty well. We just got the one bottle slide in there, the one go down here, and I had a brain fart when I cut this because I was supposed to offset the hole further this way. So now it's gonna run into that a little bit, but I just had to trim out that plate a little bit if I want to. And then I just been I welded out the rest of the outside of this box here. Not really a boo-boo. You can't really tell, but these boxes are a little bit cockeyed from each other. So I just been kind of trying to counteract the warpage as well, because this is just a flat plate. It's gonna be warped no matter what, but I'm just trying to support it while I weld it. So it does have a little bit of a belly to it, if you will, just because I didn't put any kind of reinforcement in here. But nonetheless, we're getting things closer every day from finishing this thing. And I'm not sure what I want to do with this box yet. I might even just make it just another, not a lead well like over there, but just basically another wet box, if you will. Because I really don't need enough. I got enough storage here that I shouldn't really need any more dry storage. The only other couple things that we may or may not do are, I'm thinking about recessing my jack stands a little bit in this pocket up here, but that's can only go down so far. But just to make them a little more accessible, if you will. I don't know yet, but we're gonna plate up to here. We're gonna put a little drop door in here. That way we can, just a little door right here. We can get to all our electrical stuff and air system if we need to. So, because I don't want to cover this up completely. But overall, we just got to make another lid, and I mean, we can be kind of more or less functional. We got our bottle rack. We got our lead well. We hauled the machine back on this truck the other day, and so far, airbags are working awesome. I'm just plugging away at this, just trying to weld stuff out at the moment, and then I'll start cutting the plate. Now I'll go over what we got going on here with Ethan's bed. He's framing out a little box up front, kind of similar to what we got going on, but he's gonna have a little more tool storage in the front. So basically, he's gonna have a single cylinder slide in from that side coming this way. You can just sit in the front, and then it'll have storage. It's kind of hard. This camera can't get close up to it, but have a little box only going to come up to about right here. He's going to have his leads over here like I do on mine. And then we rolled a fender last night by hand. That's what that pipe is for over there. But we rolled this fender over there, just kind of took our time, beat it out with a hammer. We'll obviously expand this out a little bit so it's away from the tires, and it's going to come up tremendously to about the top of here. But anyhow, he's just working on framing out this box here. Coming off the side, going to come down, give a little extra space. Underneath, this is a machine bed, if you don't know, can't tell. And it'll probably wind up putting the door under the machine eventually. That's all yet to be decided. And then he'll have some bigger toolboxes over top of the wheels, kind of like my toolboxes, just over the wheels. So we'll have a couple of them here, and then a couple of toolboxes back here. And we do have plans to put air ride on this truck as well. So that's in the works, and it's going to be kind of a custom job. It's not going to be fully. We're gonna utilize the factory front mounts. So try to keep everything basically where it's at, but yet still stick full air ride under it, kind of like a semi suspension. And last but not least, this is the old 68 red face. I don't know if that's what it was just told to me. There's the code and serial number and all that. Huh?
68 or 66?
I thought he said it was 68. But anyway, red face. Does have a little bit of trouble. These coils in the front here, we're gonna have to redo some of the wiring up front. No big deal. We did fire it up last night. The car was pretty slat full, but the thing runs like a champ once we cleaned the carb out. So we did that last night. Got it running. Made a quick weld, shut it down. There ain't no water in it. There's no water in the radiator. We just picked this up yesterday, so we just been fiddling with it. But it does need a little bit of tune up here and there. I don't know why whoever put that fuel tank in there, but it's like maybe a 5 gallon, if that. Not I wouldn't even call it, maybe like 3 or 4 gallons. But anyhow, I'm gonna do a couple videos on this. Maybe we'll fire it up before the day's over and let you guys hear it run. But I'm gonna stop talking now. We're gonna get back to work, doing what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to cut some plate for this over here. Just try to figure out what I'm gonna do here. But I'm definitely gonna go ahead and cut a flat plate just to go across here to bridge that. Just make this one solid thing there. And then we'll figure out what we're gonna do here. So. All right, everyone, so this is where it's gonna get left for tonight. To those of you who live in Florida or around Florida, we got a hurricane coming, and Ethan here, his fifth wheel is in the line of fire. So we're gonna pause for tonight. We're gonna go snag it, take it back to some better shelter. That way he doesn't lose his house, and Also, we're going to torture test the air suspension and everything. So it'll be a good test for the old girl. Hopefully she doesn't let us down. And so anyway, we definitely did get somewhat accomplished. Got a bunch of the half-inch round stock to kind of clean all the edges up. I don't know if I like that or not. It's kind of sleek in the front, which is kind of what I wanted. But nonetheless, this is going to wrap up. I think this is part 5. I don't remember. It's 4 or 5, I think. I think it's 5. So anyway, this will wrap up part 5, guys. Be ready. We're probably, next video will probably be about this bed over here we're working on. We're about to head out, go grab the camper, and see how she does. See if we drop the axle out the back end or not. We'll find out. So thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys.